Grand Rising, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, y'all are having a good, second day of the week. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Just spawned in. But as you can see, figured probably be a little better to go to the newer game or a newer game, even though Cold War was my preference and the one I just preferred to hop on. See, like that's crazy. But even though that was the preference, I've come to realize that one, of course, people don't want to watch, old school gameplay, but also just the fact that with this game, I'm still like I just prestiged up for the first time, so I'm having to rebuild my classes. I'm having to actually, uh, you know, I actually have an objective when it comes to the game. I'm not just playing just to play. Oh, you shot me in the ass. Is that a person? Yeah, it is. Everybody just cancel. What a bunch of weenies. That's a big reason, man. I can't. Not that I can't stand it, but it's highly annoying playing with people who think they're all this, that, and the third, when in all reality, they're just a bunch of camping. I'm not going to insult them. They're just a bunch of campers who ain't got no damn skill. But I mean, I can't say much. I know there's certain times where I will post up just to get a few easy kills, but overall, nah, running and gunning, that's the way to do it, I think. It's just a lot more fun that way. Fast-paced gameplay is definitely more of an appeal in comparison to sitting there and just waiting for something to happen. Get shot, so. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's insane, it really is. This whole world in general has done, it's just the whole damn, all of it, every bit of it. The whole show that they keep doing with the politics and all these wars that we have rumors of, and it's like no matter what, every time you get online, every time you turn on news or turn on social media or turn on any of that, it's like it's nothing but division and destruction. Son of a biscuit, these damn campers are about to really piss me off. Hold that. Hold that too. Oh, yeah! Like getting hit from a missile. Right. I don't know what the hell that was. Keep on, I guess. Teammates, where they at though? Bring them on there. So yeah, as I was saying, it's, I don't know. To me at this point, it's getting old. It's always some kind of war going on. There's a rumor of some war going on, or there's always some kind of division going on, which it makes sense to me just because it makes sense because of course they want us to be divided. They want to keep us separated because if we are unified, we're talking, we're being emotionally mature and we're piecing stuff together. Hey, I had that operator. But we're piecing stuff together, we gain power because knowledge and truth is what'll set us free. That's what scripture says. But when it comes to our the system that we're living in, where it comes to why so slow. Oh yeah. But when it comes to the system that we're living in, all they want to do is in keep us in a state of division, keep us in a state of fear, keep us in a state of scarcity, or just, like I say, fear. Fear is a really big one. Ah, gotta love it. That was should have been mine. But anyways, the same top's freaking spot. It's getting. But no, it's insane. And of course, us being uncomfortable, us going through stuff, that is, to me, of utmost importance when it comes to us being in this game that we're all playing of life. Because without discomfort, you can't grow. I was telling someone that recently that where, you can't expect a rainbow unless you go through the storm. You have to go through it in order to proceed, progress. Shit! Excuse my language. That right there, that's like the default. That's the exact same thing I said every time I've gotten into a bad accident, or just anytime I've had a really big mess up, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Which I assume is because, that was one of the first words that was, oh yeah, that, ah, how? I was definitely around the corner. You seen it? Oh, seen that too. You got me twice. I don't even get to spawn in.
What the fuck's going on out there?
I was thinking the same thing. Damn spawn point. Ah! How am I playing? Oh, not horrible. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's truly not overwhelming, but it can be if you sit on it and you really think about the reality of the situation that we are all in. The whole system, politics, jobs, schools, propaganda, Hollywood, all of it. Every bit, hey, cool, every bit of it is meant to keep us in a state of delusion, essentially. And that's what everybody is. Everybody, I'm not saying that people don't have truth. People, of course, everybody has a fraction of truth. But another thing that people fail to realize is that our perceptions, don't shush me, nigga, who you talking to like that? But people don't realize that our perceptions, it essentially gives us a filter that we look through. This shit's way too loud for me. But people don't realize that, our reality is, look, we view it through a filter of our own perception, which of course doesn't take away from certain truth that we have learned and realized throughout our own journey. But people need to understand that there are two types of truth, or at least it's my theory on it. There is perspective truth, and then there is universal truth. I don't know either of these. I feel like I'm gonna play this now. Well, you know what? I'll just go there. But people don't realize, it's like, there are certain truths that only certain people have because only they have experienced the trial that they went through in order to gain that respect and knowledge. But there also are universal truths, stuff like, sky is blue, grass is green, things that no matter what people believe, that it will hold true no matter what, no matter how many times people try to, try to disprove it or try to minimalize it or just, I don't know, try to ignore it. There's just some truth that can't be beat. And that's one reason why, again, I try to come here and I try to spread a little bit of knowledge. Because there are certain universal truths that are necessary. Like, to me, I 100% believe that, our Father above sent Christ to pay the price in order for us to gain our way into paradise, essentially. Because, every human, we're all flawed. We all come short of the glory of God every single day. And I mean, it's natural, and it's not like, and it's not even, and most people are like, oh, why would God send his children to hell if he's, all good, all knowing, this, that, or the third? Not realizing that hell and really just death, because that's what sin is. Sin is just death. In reality, you're in a state of being fallen away from our Father. Oh shit! Freaking Katie. Son of a biscuit. Ah ha ha! I thought I seen him. Yeah, that's another thing. My eyesight is nowhere near as good. So in those moments, yeah, I prefer just having a bigger scope just so I can see all these man freaking weenies. Oh yeah, let's camp. Oh shit, wrong gun. But yeah, it's wild, and I mean that's another thing. Like I try to highlight the fact that for one, I'm not in any way, shape, or form a religious man. If anything, I would say I was spiritual, but not religious. Religion has caused mass genocide, has caused traumatic world events beyond belief. But at the same time, it is important for us to realize that there is a deeper aspect to this reality that we're living in, and that spiritual aspect is, to me, hell, when I was behind it. Maybe the fire, but still, that's some garbage. Anyways, but there is a spiritual aspect to this realm that we live in. There is a deeper, I don't know, well, there's multiple keys to reality, multiple keys, lessons that we have to pick up, we have to figure out, we have to learn. But I swear I cannot stand that nigga. He is really annoying me. But there's this reality, we only get fractions of it. We only get a small piece of the truth because, of course, the higher ups, people in control, don't want us to gain truth, power, truth to set us free. So, of course, they don't want us to gain that spiritual knowledge and to gain spiritual truth and wisdom from our lessons because of course, they want us to be. That is not the finishing move I wanted. That wasn't even comical. I should have just shot the dude. But no, that's what I'm saying, like, or that's what I'm trying to say, but obviously failing horribly at it, which I will ask for patience because personally, I didn't gain the skill of communication up until last probably maybe 2-3 years, and that was just again due to my walk with Christ. Love it. But because of my walk with Christ, I've been able to gain certain things. Because most people, everybody's like, oh, Jesus wants us to worship him, wants us to do this, that, and third. But no, Jesus is trying to expose the fact that we ourselves are gods, that we ourselves are. Oh, hey, Corey, how you doing? I thought I smelled something. Back up, man. You stink. That's my dog, man. Yeah, I feel like if someone thought I was talking to a human, they'd probably assume something worse. But anyways, so and it's like as I walked the as I continued down the path that I've been chosen for, or as I continue down the rabbit hole of knowledge in a way, I've lost myself, or lost parts of myself. And I don't mean I lost myself, like my core and all things of that nature are still me, but you lose your ego. You lose the parts of you that you think really matters when all reality, they're holding us back. Son of a But they hold us back essentially to a point to where we identify with these set programs, and we identify with these traumas or these habits that we picked up just from being, just when we were kids, because that's usually how it goes in all reality. Everything that we do, everything that we are, quote unquote, which I mean, we are nothing except the observer. At least I got him with it. The laugh was for me dying, but of course, everything that we quote unquote are, everything that we core. Get on the bed, relax, go sit down. I'll let you out in a minute. But everything that we do, that's not what I was supposed to have either. Oh my flip. But everything that we do are just learned traits from our parents, our friends, or just our environment. Which, of course, I swear, none of these. I'm meant to play good this game.
We've given up the lead.
I'm actually talking about something that matters. My attention is split. But anywho,
Enemy UAV inbound.
we learn these traits and we learn these things, and then because our ego gets
We're winning.
tied to them,
Keep it
we
that way.
feel the need to defend our choices, not realizing that most of the time the choices that we're defending we made in a state of unsurety or a state of peer pressure or whatever the case may be, but we made a choice and it was against who we were, so we essentially end up building up this image of who we are, what we think, what we say, yada yada yada, when in reality none of that is us. None of that is of importance. None of it really matters. And us identifying with more in us, I'm good. Good thing I had that little stretch. But us identifying with more in us, having attachments is what puts us hold on a second, my boss is calling. I just got a shit ton more time to wait. Oh, I gotta walk my dog. Ah, okay, I guess I'll BRB. Actually, a lot. I'm not gonna do that because I know how annoying it'd be to sit here and just have to wait. Especially in a video. That shit right there drives me crazy. But like I'm saying, like it's our issue with this world isn't the fact that we can't. Okay, let me see how I can word this. We all might be able to. I still might be able to. My back door isn't far from the room. But one of our main issues is the fact that we think that, the goal for this life is to gain more, is to, fill our pockets, fill our, try to fulfill ourselves, quote unquote. Not realizing that the real, at least to me, this again, and everything that I say is just the truth that I've gained through my perspective, the choices that or the lessons that I've had to learn in order for me to still be here. Because everybody always talks about wanting to end their life, and this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. But with me, I never cared about playing the game to begin with. I never really got. I don't know. Like it's just there was never nothing that really appealed to me in the way that it does to most people. Most people, it's like, yeah, they want all the money. They want to have endless, meaningless sex. They want to, or they don't care about having to go work the 9 to 5, and they don't, like, it doesn't bother them that everything in this world is so shallow. And I'm thankful because of how my walk was designed. I was, well, you don't know, obviously, but I was, dirt poor growing up. We struggled. And then again, to me, it didn't bother me because I knew even at a very young age that money was ultimately nothing. It's a piece of paper that us as humans give value to. And if we decided to not give it value, then the whole system would change. But the whole system is so good at keeping us distracted, keeping us in a state of blindness that we don't realize, one, the power we have, and two, the change that we can make. So to me, it's like whenever it comes to this reality we live in, it's not about gaining more, it's about wanting less. It's about learning to not be attached to all of these physical things that ultimately they don't matter. That's what I mean. Like most people, it's like, oh, as soon as oh, that's not a head. But like, as soon as I gain some X amount of money, I'll be happy. Or as soon as I move from this place, I'll be happy. Or as soon as I get that girl, I'll be happy. Which that one right there definitely hit a little close to home. You noticed by the momentary pause. But everybody thinks that once they as they add more to the life, that they'll, have this fulfillment, then they don't realize that that's not the case at all. Most of the time, we need less. We need to get to a point of where we don't care if things come and go, because in life, things change. In life, we have no control over the external reality at all. Not even in the slightest. People can say and think what the hell they want to, but they're idiots. If they truly believe that we have a control of the outside world, they are not intelligent, and they are not people that you should be listening to or following. But when it comes to myself, like I say, I've had to do the work because I didn't want to keep I didn't want to stay around. I didn't want to keep playing the game. I didn't want to have to, work this medial life or this damn, work jobs that I don't want to do, or there's so much that goes into it. And yet, I had to keep going because, especially with my mama, like my mom, she's flight risk on her own. She herself is someone who's been through life, who has went through a lot of stuff that has, I don't know, it's she doesn't really care to be here either. Outside of her kids, outside of her kids. I mean, that's really the only thing that's really kept her going. And even now, all her kids are growing up, so of course it's not the same type of relationship. But when it comes to the way Most High has when it comes to the way Most High has set up me and her walk, it's been imperative to our survival. I thought that was a person, but I freaking second guessed myself. But it's been imperative to our survival because we are both two individuals who, one, don't exactly enjoy this life or anything of that sort, but also it's just been through a lot. We're truly broken souls that are still here, that are still playing the game. Everybody's like, oh, I've had heartbreak before, and I've done this, that, and blah, 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 and I've been through this. But, like, for me, I got my heart broke first by my mother back when I was 11, maybe. And, from there on, it sent me down a bad path. Because, of course, especially as a guy, you think, oh, if my mom can hurt me, then what's stopping? Goodness gracious, the damn sinuses are killing me. But what's stopping every other female from doing it? And that right there, that thought alone, when you plant that seed, it's dangerous. Let's just say that. And of course, that was one thing with me. I've always been a hopeless romantic, so naturally, I kept trying, and I did this, that, and the third, and then I ended up, got with the girl I lost my virginity to, and then, of course, that was that, second love, where you think you love them, really it's just an attachment because of that physical experience that you shared. But then, my heart got broken for the third time when I lost the only girl who I felt could actually understand me. I lost the one who I felt like I've been looking for forever. Like, of course, I didn't know it was her, but there's just certain traits that I have, certain little quirks that I do. Because I'm an oddball, anyways. I always have been. I'm not the fact that I've been like excluded from the crowds or anything of that sort, but more I don't connect with people. Especially before I got saved and became a believer, I hated people. I hated everybody. Country people with that thick southern accent was the worst, especially growing up in the hood, in the projects. I couldn't stand it. Just hearing the accent made me want to, do bad things. And, again, that's why also, like, I feel so bad for the black community because most don't realize how efficient and how detrimental the brainwashing is for the ghetto. Even me myself, like, I'm a white boy, or my skin would be categorized under white. To me, there's no such thing as white. There's no such thing as black. Anybody who says that's not the brightest bulb in the, in the light fixture. But I just realized that certain ways of thinking, just it becomes what's the word?
We're pulling ahead.
It becomes contagious. There we are. Yep, that's exactly the one. Certain ways of thinking become contagious, especially in an atmosphere designed based off of division and fear, because everybody's in a state of constant chaos and panic to the point where they themselves cannot appropriately handle reality. They can't deal with it because it's too much. That's why most people, especially nowadays, most people aren't in tap with reality no more. Most people are. Where the hell is everybody? Most people are. Oh, same dude, really? Like what? Like WTF? The F means Fiato. I don't say the F word no more. Just FYI. But it's you get to the point where you're in this system that is designed to keep
Enemy
you
UAV inbound.
as far away from the source as possible, as far away from truth as possible. Excuse me. And of course, most people are like, oh, it's fine. We're, the president is trying to help us, and the government cares, and the police care, and blah 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 blah. Reality? Nah, that's far from the truth. Police are nothing but their own gang. Politicians are out to do nothing but look after themselves. The government is nothing but a group of individuals who are around in order to govern our minds and keep us in a state of being asleep. And then even politics, like if you break down the word, it's poli and then it's ticks. Ticks is a parasite. Ticks are something that drains life off of its host in order to continue living. Not realizing that, and of course, everybody's like, oh, that's just coincidence. Which, if you believe in coincidence, you probably shouldn't be listening to me anyways, because coincidences are also illogical. Same thing with luck. Luck is not something that I hold really true. I believe that, of course, what you put out to the universe, you will get back. I also believe that, I believe in, universal laws, like law of cause and effect, law of attraction, things of that nature. But I also believe that there's only so much, us as humans wise, of course, there's only so much that we can really do in order to find the peace of mind that we also crave, or to find the sound heart that we crave, to a point where you're not sitting there feeling broken all the damn time. How? Sway. Make it make sense. It don't make sense. Sure it does. You just won't fast enough. But anywho. Yep, I just suck. But no, it's like the reality that we live in is constantly it's not changing on the deeper aspects, the ones that we really need it to change on. It changes it just enough to the point where we feel like that there is something different. Like it feels like, okay, yeah, this, that, and the third's happening, not realizing that the system has done nothing but it's just changing its face. That's all it is. Same way with how a lot of these actors out here, they play multiple parts and they play these different roles, and everybody's like, oh, so and so is gone. But in reality, most of them Hollywood stars are nothing but, at least this, what I believe is that they're essentially or some of the fallen angels, or they're followers of the evil aspect of this reality. Because that's one thing. Everybody's like, or a lot of people think that there's these gray areas when it comes to our world. But to me, I don't believe so. I think it's love or hate. There's up or down, you know? And of course, there's certain things that aren't as black and white as that, but there are certain keys that yeah, where it's like that shit right there. It's really I was hoping he wouldn't see me or notice me. But there's certain things where it's like, yeah, either you love people or you hate people. There's not much of a middle ground anymore. You either put up with, or either you put up with them or you avoid them. But in our reality, there seems to be there's a growing division in people. There's a growing dissatisfaction with the world. And that's why, like I say, if I can just help one, if I can just, man, my damn voice don't wanna, man, can't even get it out. But if I can just help one, just connect, I mean, if it's just connecting a small dot, connecting a big one, I mean, it really, to me, it holds no difference because at the end of the day, helping people understand themselves is of utmost importance. Understanding self is understanding self is a important mission while we're here. It is the mission while we're here, if you ask me. I mean, I think first key is, yeah, find Christ. Learn about Christ. Do your digging. I mean, you can look at it more of a literal way, like I did, or you can look at it more of a symbolic way, like others do that I know. Another thing to keep in mind is that when it comes to things of the Most High, when it comes to things of God, things are usually they're layered in multiple dimensions. It's not just one or the other. There's a lot that ties into it. So not playing good this game, but we like to, for one, we like to get comfortable. Ha ha ha! Look at that, and it got me to a 1. That's good enough for me. But we're at a stage in our reality to where we've been, what's the word? It's like everything's just been normalized, or everything has been put up to a point of, to where if you question anything, you go against the main narrative, you're automatically considered a dangum terrorist or or just something more on the side of evil than on the side of good. And most of those people don't understand that it's all trying to help. We all, as a society, should be moving forward. We should be getting better. We should be growing. We should be changing. We should be improving. We should be growing into the relationship with ourself. I don't want to play Nuketown. I've been playing that shit since Black Ops 2. Or 1, whichever one it was put on first. I played it. But we attack people who think differently than us. And in society, it's been normalized to do that. We feel the need to point out or to highlight anything that's weird from our perceptions. If you're short, talk about tall people, or vice versa. You're skinny, you talk about fat people, or vice versa. There's it's always division. It's never unity. And you start like, just think, why? Like, why is that the base programming for each and every one of us? Why would we all rather attack each other than help each other? Why would we all rather argue than communicate effectively? And it's because you realize that's because the system is meant to do it. We have all been brainwashed. We have all been led astray. And we all need to wake the hell up, because if we do not, they are going to continue to run the game. They are going to continue to keep us in a state of numbness or being asleep or whatever the case may be. Because that's just the way it is. People with power don't give up their power unless it has to be taken. It has to be not earned. It has to be seized. Fiato. But of course, us as people, we would rather not do that. We want to do what's easy. We want to do what's simple. We want to sit down, cut on Netflix, and just waste away. Now, realizing that every one of those hours that you're sitting there, you're doing that, every one of those minutes that you're watching that TV, which, I mean, I'm not knocking it, because I myself do it too. I myself, I enjoy certain TV shows, certain movies. Like, okay, for a good example, it would be the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Favorite trilogy of all time. Favorite movies of all time, really. But, at the same time, we can't allow the comforts of modern day life to keep us in the state of being blinded. Son of a biscuit, man. I don't want that gun either. Don't want that one. I don't know, none of these. I want Cold War, that's what I want.
We've taken control.
But no, it's one of those things too where if we don't do something different, nothing's gonna be different. That's how it works.
Requesting recon above.
People, you'll never see the mirror smile
Driving
first.
RCXD.
We have to
Nice. We're pulling ahead.
we have to
Suck on that.
oh ass nigga. But we have to be the change in order to generate change. But the issue is no one wants to be the change first. Nobody wants to do the hard work. Everybody wants to sit on their tail and keep doing the same crap every day. Which, if you're one of those people, no offense meant towards you. I mean, you do you, to each their own.
We've lost the advantage.
But for me, for my people, for anybody who decides to follow me, you will be someone who
We've taken control.
prioritizes growth over comfort. Not many people do that. I really want to yell at some cuss words from this game, and I'm just going to keep on with the message. But, of course, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to make the changes. People would rather, like I say, be comfortable. But if you're at a point in your life to where you feel something's missing, yeah. But if you're at that point where you feel like something needs to change, something needs to be different, like, don't you like this game? I'm about to leave this shit. But maybe it's time to look for something different. Maybe it's time to be the change that you want, because it's not gonna happen on its own. Yeah, I'm screw that game. But it's not gonna happen on its own. It's not going to get better just because you hope for it to get better. Like, that's not how it works. And even like with me, like I say, I was never somebody who was in church, or I was never someone who was in religion or anything spiritual. Like, I was a hood rat who was affiliated with gangs by the time I was in first grade. I was walking around with flags in my pockets, flags wrapped around my head, knives in my pockets, like hanging around people I shouldn't have been hanging around. Like, I mean, drugs, violence, that's been something that's been a part of my reality for as long as I can recall. But at the same time, even though that has been a very big factor to my life, it's not what's defined me. It's not what. It doesn't. It doesn't have power over me like. See, like, what the hell's going on with this? Yeah. But it doesn't. I don't allow it to control who I am or who I've become, because the things that go into a man isn't what makes a man. It's the things that come out. It's just the choices we make with the time that we have. And most people would be like, "Oh, here's a good one. I was molested at a young age, so I would rather talk to girls who are younger, or I would rather, or I'm insecure, so I don't talk to girls, or whatever the case may be." Or someone who, like say, like me, who was affiliated with the wrong things at a young age. Like, somebody could get something like that and they could run with it, have it, they hold it for the rest of their life, make their whole identity, their whole personality is now, I was once a gang member, I was once affiliated with the Crips. But no, in reality, that's not who you are. That has nothing to do with who we actually are. We are the observer behind the thoughts that we have. We are the ever expanding and yet the limitless awareness behind thoughts. Because of course, most people think their thoughts are them, but if you look at it, you sit there and you cut your mind off, you're still there. There's still something observing reality. There's still a sense of awareness behind it. But I believe that people, of course, I think we all start off with that kind of sort of awareness, especially as kids. As kids, we are closer to source than anything else. But also, like, my only teammate was better. He should have killed that guy before he killed me. But also, I swear to Fiato, this game's starting to annoy me. What the hell? That's not the gun that I... Yeah, that's a completely different gun in this damn game. That's another reason why I much rather play Cold War. This game is, and its bugs are freaking the most annoying crap ever.
Moving with grenade launcher.
But we allow these misconceptions of ourselves to warp our mind into our adult selves. We lose who we were as children because of us learning, because of heartbreak, or like, okay, so we got heartbreak. It could be people lying to you, it could be people using you, people cheating on you, people stealing from you, people, I don't know, jealousy, hate, envy. Like, there's so many different things that go into it, and you can figure out all of what you do if you just go back to your childhood and you reverse engineer your life. You decode it in a way, sort of sense. These camping SO biscuits are starting to really piss me off. swear, man, I can't stand it. Like, I'm really gonna say screw the game and go to Cold War. And the fact these dudes are good is the fact they freaking them knowing the map better definitely gives them a advantage. But see that freaking dude right there, Mr. Merc. This one right here. I'm gonna report him. Something I could do. Just because, you know, why not? That's it. I'm not going. Oh, that was a Grinch reference for those who didn't know. But anyways, I need to focus more on what I'm saying, not what I'm doing. But we can figure out everything that we do, every action that we have is a reaction to a learned trait that we picked up throughout childhood, throughout our youth. And it's our job, especially as we get older. That dude should really kill himself. But it's our job as we get older in order to unlearn those traits. Tell you, man, I can't stand it. It's just irking my nerves. But we have to unlearn. We have to unlearn the social conditioning that we were implanted with when we were children. We have to return back to who we are. We have to return back to of course we have to return back to source, but we have to return back to self. We have to, which, you know, some people tie the two together. And I do believe that the Most High is in each and every one of us, but also believe that you have to have the key of Christ in order to gain back into the kingdom, because we lose that awareness and we lose that attachment the further we go. The further we go down into the rabbit hole of reality, quote unquote reality. You know, us becoming adults, us learning, you know, what to do, what not to do based on society's standards. We have to unlearn those things, because if we do not, we will continue to carry around the generational curses that our parents before us had, and our parents' parents, or even our friends, or, you know, I mean, whoever it is. So we have to go into ourselves, do the shadow work, you know, realize, learn why things trigger you like they do. Because if something can trigger you, if something can make you react, or something make you lose your character in a way. Not the character that we're playing, but our true character, you know, who we were to start off, because each and every one of us are special in the kingdom of God. Each and every one of us have talents that can better mankind, but we ourselves, we lose them because we get too caught up in playing our parts, get too caught up in the, like, okay, so for me, well, you know, of course I myself am the best example that I have. So I was molested by my male cousin at the age of roughly 5, no, it's probably about 6. I could have allowed that to control me, could allow that to change me, I could allow that to make me an evil person, where I went and did the same thing to younger individuals, or I could have used that as an excuse to do whatever the hell I wanted to, or to not let it define me, to let it just be a lesson, because that's all everything is they're lessons. We're supposed to keep the lesson that it teaches us, but most people wants to keep the trauma too. And I think that also comes from a place of people wanting to be pitied. People like to be pitied because it's a certain kind of attention, and everybody's attention starved nowadays. So, you know, maybe people do it because of pity, but either way, in reality, if you don't, you don't change, if you don't do something different, you're going to continue to stay in the same loop. You're going to continue to stay miserable. You're going to continue to stay in a place of despair almost. Because that's another issue with people is that we are creators. We are made in the image of God. We are designed to be that way. So we are supposed to be creating. But now us as people, we are living in an environment where we are constantly in a state of being consumers instead of being producers. And that right there on its own causes a heap amount of problems that people don't really think about or don't realize because everybody's like, oh, what's wrong with me, this, that, and third. But it's simply because we don't know no damn better. We weren't taught any better. Our parents didn't know no better. Our friends didn't know better. Our friends' parents didn't know better. Our teachers didn't know better. The school system didn't. Well, school system was designed for us all to be workers, anyways. Even John D. Rockefeller said that back in 1912 that he didn't want a nation of thinkers. He wanted a nation of workers. So the whole system, it either it didn't know better or it didn't want you to know better. But either way, it wants us in a state of ignorance. And the more that we stay in a state of ignorance, the more that we give up our power to these beings that are really running the show in reality. And don't take my word for it. I mean, you could. I hold myself very accountable. I try to be a very trustworthy source. But do your research. Look into it for yourself. Try to disprove Jesus on your own. Try to disprove God on your own. But you have to go at it with an open heart and an open mind. If you go at it with an answer that you're looking for, then you got your answer. But if you are one of those people, you will stay asleep. You will stay lost. You will stay unfulfilled. You will stay empty. But to those of you who listen and who truly want something different, take heed to the words that I say. Don't incorporate them immediately, but think on them. And then, of course, spread the message, spread the word. Help this channel get bigger. Help me help others. That's all I truly want to do is help people grow into their full potential. It's not my job to make anyone believe me, but it is my job to be honest and to say the truth. And I will continue to do so as long as I live. But thank you for your time. Love you. Peace be upon you. Keep your head up while you're out there playing the game. Peace!